How's it going, everybody? BurntBrian here. Welcome back to another Tall Can Tuesday. In this video series, I like to give you updates on my life in the future of the channel, answer random questions, and talk about topics submitted by you, the fine viewers, and of course, drink some good beer. Before I get started, I want to remind you this video series would not be possible without you. So, if you have any questions or topics you'd like to hear me talk about in next week's video, leave them down below in the comment box, and I'll be sure to get to them with a nice little shout out to you. So I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. It's been a couple weeks since I did one of these videos, and really, I don't know really where to go. There hasn't been a whole lot happening in my life personally, and I haven't really gotten any questions or topics to talk about. So I just kind of been spending some time doing editing on current videos that I've already filmed, like some food videos and some different beer reviews. I've got a bunch of beer reviews, so I got to try to start getting some of those out. But before I get into too much about what's happening, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this beer because I've really been looking forward to trying this. I was going to put out a video with this one last week, had some things come up on Sunday when I normally film these Tall Can Tuesdays, so I had to kind of, wait till this weekend. So, the one I'm taking a look at, this one's from Funky Buddha Brewery, and the reason why I picked this one up is, one, I love Funky Buddha. I think they make absolutely amazing beers. They're a local Florida beer. But mainly the guy at the beer store told me that it was really amazing. He said it actually tastes like a Rice Krispie treat. So I said, alright, well, I got to give that a try. That sounds pretty amazing. So this is their sticky treats. And again, they've got their little trio of characters here on the front. Not your snap, crackle, and pop. A little bit different. On the side here it says this is a rice and marshmallow blonde ale that comes in at 5.1% per volume. So not super heavy on the alcohol, but I bet it's going to be loaded with flavor. On the side here it says treat yourself. Get ready to mellow out, dude. Our zonked out brewery trio of Snarf, Crumble, and Ping have layered this blonde ale with plenty of gooey marshmallow flavor for a beer that tastes just like your favorite rice cereal treat. So sit back in your coziest corduroy chair and switch gears. No baking required. Very cool. And again, this is part of their Little Buddha brewing series. It's a small batch series. So again, this is brewed in small batches with special funky flair. Our Little Buddha series is big on flavor. So big, in fact, it requires a bigger bottle available for a very limited time. And I'm really glad that I had a chance to grab this one because I do like trying all of these special limited beers. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and pop the top. Ooh, shit. Plenty of carbonation on that one. And let's see what we've got on the pour. It's got typical blonde ale characteristics, although this one is pretty cloudy, which is kind of nice. It means a little bit less of a filtered process on this one. As far as the aroma, oh wow. Dude, that's really... I mean, sure, I smell a blonde ale, but really I'm getting blasted with this marshmallow aroma like you would smell if you pull out a fresh tray of homemade Rice Krispie treats, which has been years. I gotta make some of those. Man, that smells pretty good. What about the taste? Yeah, that is definitely a Rice Krispie treat. You know, it's pretty awesome to see a beer that they put on their label it's supposed to taste like this, and it actually tastes like that. Like, I had one that was from a collaboration from, I believe it was, I can't even remember, it was a three-way collaboration. I probably have the bottle up here somewhere. It was 24 karat gold, or 24 karat cake, I think, beer. Anyway, it was supposed to taste like carrot cake. Did not at all taste like carrot cake to me. Just tasted like a pretty decent ale, but not at all any of those great characteristics of a carrot cake. This perfectly captures a Rice Krispie treat. It's got such a nice marshmallow flavor to it. Again, it's so nice. It's refreshing to actually have a beer that's so odd and unique, but that actually tastes like what it represents. Let me give it another shot here. Oh yeah. This is definitely a killer beer. Let me go ahead and top this thing off. I think I have a tall enough glass. Yes. Yes, I do. Alright, so again, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I only have two things to talk about, two questions anyway. from a fellow YouTuber. He goes by the name Garrett. He's a Gare Bear Mustafa Productions. He does a lot of, he's done hot sauce reviews and different vlogs and stuff. Pretty cool guy. I've known him on Facebook for quite a while. We've had a chance to talk a little bit. So definitely a good dude. And he asked me a couple things. One was feuding with close friends. What's your take on it? And also a few stories, maybe a few stories. So I don't have a whole lot of feuding stories just because thankfully I haven't had too many fights with people that are my friends. But it does happen from time to time, especially when you're really close with somebody. Like if you... after high school, I ended up moving in with a couple of my friends that, you know, everything was fine, but it's just like when you marry somebody, or, sorry, I guess dating would be the more appropriate thing. You don't just, like, move right in with somebody when you start dating them, or at least that's not the smart thing to do. It's just, I went down that path, and everything seemed like it was going good, and then shit just fell apart, and I don't even really still understand why or how that happened. But I mean, when you move in with people that you think you know, you really see sides of them that you never saw before when you just interacted with them. Like my best friends from high school, we would hang out, you know, till sundown, and then you got to go home and they spend time with their family. And plus, as we grow, we all start learning new things. We adopt new values, new morals, things that we consider to be, you know, the way everyone should live their life, or just certain standards that we sort of develop over the years. And not everybody is going to adhere to those same standards. It's why typically in the old days there was that saying that you just don't talk about religion, politics, or money with your friends because it's guaranteed to cause problems. People think very differently on these issues, and people hold their opinions very valuable. They consider them to be, you know, the ultimate. Not nobody, but a lot of people aren't really open and receptive to new ideas, and I'm much the same way. I mean, I'm opening to listen, and I'm always happy to discuss things with somebody, but for the most part, I'm pretty set in stone unless there's actual fact, and when it comes to politics and a lot of things, it's just a lot of hearsay for the most part. But it's just when it comes to close friends, man, that's a difficult thing, and it sucks when you have to feud with your friends. Sometimes it works itself out. I mean, you know, oftentimes the best thing to do is just step away and not talk to people for a while, and, you know, maybe things will work themselves out. I can tell you that back in high school I had one incident. I'm not going to mention names or anything for obvious reasons, but, you know, a group of us, we were really close. I mean, every day after school we hung out. We weren't the jocks, we were the stoners in a sense. We were the kids that got along with everybody, with the skaters, the jocks, the emo goths, the, you know, smart people, all of that stuff. We were friends with everybody in all the different social cliques. And there was one in particular time that I remember. I guess before I get to that, the great thing about our little clique is, you know, my buddy used to, we would grab cigarette packs out of his mom and dad's cartons. They would never notice that a pack was missing for some reason, just never noticed it. And at the same time, some mornings he would, you know, make me and the driver. It was me and another buddy of mine, well, three of us. We all rode to school together every day. My buddy would come and pick me up, and then on the way he would stop and get our other friend. Well, my other friend would have mixed drinks ready for us every morning. He'd come walking out with Canadian Mist and lemonade mixed together, which always was one of my favorite drinks when I was younger. And it's been a while, but I got to make up one of those drinks because just thinking about it was making me thirsty. I loved the flavor of that drink. But you know, we were so close, we hung out all the time, and obviously sometimes when the littlest shit happens, things explode into something big because you're really close with these people, you care about them. And I just remember one day being accused of stealing something, and I really didn't steal from my friends, but I was accused of stealing a Xanax from somebody, and I said, no, that wasn't me. But then somebody else goes, yeah, and I'm missing this thing from my car, so you must have stolen that too. And it's like, wow, these people that I hung out with for so long, all of a sudden are accusing me of something, and I don't know what the fuck. Like, no, I didn't do this. And so it's crazy that, you know, we stopped talking to each other, and I pretty much was a loner in high school for several months after that. These guys, anyway, the good thing about it was the main one who accused it all, who started it all, came to me later and said, hey man, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry. I was wrong. I found the other half of this pill or whatever fell behind my cabinet or my nightstand by the bed. And he said, I'm really sorry. I brought it to you here. You know, you can have it. Like, take it. I apologize. And it's just, it was crazy. It blew me away. At the same time, it felt really good because it's like, I've been fucking telling you I didn't do this shit. And so it's kind of like, you know, you feel vindicated. You're like, yes, finally the truth comes out. One guy still, he never talked to me, still accused me. I don't know what his deal was, but he's recently come around and started talking to me. But for years, the guy just kind of ignored me and still acted like I did something wrong. And it's like, bitch, I was proven I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't steal anything. So, you know, fuck you. And those kind of people you just have to cut out of your life. Maybe they'll come around, maybe they won't. I got one other story about friendships like that, like feuding. Yeah, this stuff is really good. So, another friend of mine, when I first started doing YouTube videos, he thought it would be funny to make a parody video of me. And so, you know, I guess they were sitting there reviewing ketchup or something. And he just kind of said a lot of things, and it really twisted me. I don't know why it pissed me off so much. But I don't know. It's like, I understand that, like, imitation is the best form of flattery and stuff. And so I kind of looked at it like that. But at the heat of the moment, I guess it was kind of late at night. And, you know, I don't think I had even drank anything that night. But I knew that they were all drinking and having fun. And they made this video, and I took it as like a personal attack on me, like they were just making fun of me for doing my videos, doing reviews, and it really pissed me off. I mean, I was fucking furious, and I started saying a lot of shit to them. You know, we stopped talking for a long time. You know, it was kind of basically on, all right, and I've known this guy for most of my life. I mean, since high school, we hung out, we partied, many drunken nights together over many years hanging out. And then all of a sudden, just over this one thing, this video, it was fuck you, you know, you're an asshole, next time I see you, we're going to fight, blah, 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 and then that was the end of it. And then several months later, he came back and kind of apologized about it all, and I apologized because, you know, maybe I took it the wrong way, I shouldn't have got so angry about it. I think a lot of things when it comes to your friends, time heals is probably one of the best things you can really say, is just let somebody take some time to gather their thoughts, to kind of reflect on things, and oftentimes it ends up resolving itself. If not, there's really not a whole lot you can do. You just kind of say, well, it sucks, we knew each other, but you know, that's just life, man. People are going to come and go out of your life on a regular basis. There's nothing you can really do about it. Just, I guess, deal with it, move on, and that's why I don't really let too many people into my life these days. Like, I've been single for many, many years, so I don't think at this point I don't even know what the fuck a relationship is or what love is. I really don't even think I have the capacity to be in that kind of situation with somebody after this long. And so I kind of look at friendships the same way. Like, I've got a very small circle of close friends. I've got a few that I hang out with, that I like and stuff, and they're good people, but I'm not going to let them really in to my life, like the handful, the 5 or so people that are really close to me. And going through YouTube, I've met a lot of really amazing people, but at the same time, I'm not going to let everybody really deep into my life, because that's just not who I am. I don't do that. But anyway, thanks for that question. I do have one more from Garrett. Let me go ahead and take another swig, though, because this is good shit, and I don't want this video to run on 45 minutes to an hour. Also, sorry if my language offends anybody. I'm just kind of trying to be me more. I mean, just not care. I mean, these videos, the Tall Can Tuesdays, are kind of, it kind of is implied that it's more for an adult audience. I mean, I'm drinking an alcoholic beverage, answering who knows what kind of questions. They could be anything from some depraved, perverted question to something serious that might really offend somebody. So, you know, these videos, again, are going to be probably a little bit offensive to somebody, but I don't really care. Garrett also says, what are your thoughts on betrayal? Mainly, have you ever betrayed someone? And this ties into the question, too, about the, you know, close friends fighting and all. I mean, betrayal sucks, obviously. I mean, shit, I've been betrayed by pretty much every girlfriend that I've ever had throughout life. I mean, shit, I gave up my whole life, my parents, everything. At 17, I said, yeah, you know what? I'm old enough. I don't really need to finish school. I'm going to go work, and I'm in love. So, you know, I'm getting some shit, and I'm out of here. Peace out. You can't stop me. And I left. I was actually 16 when I ran away. They could have stopped me, but he let me do my thing. And this was right around the time when there was like a lot of controversy going on, like some kid suing his parent for, you know, to be his own guardian or whatever, to be separate from them. And I didn't want anything like that to happen, and I don't think they did either. But so they let me go. I ran away. And I lived with this woman for, you know, about a year or so, maybe a little longer. I mean, I thought this was it. I was in love. Everything was going great. I enjoyed being there with her and with the family. And one thing, you know, things just, life happens. We all change, especially when you're that young. You don't even really know yourself. You don't really know what you want exactly. And turns out she wanted to apparently, like, screw some ex-Marine that had a bunch of kids, you know, that she met at a bar that my cousin owned. So that kind of really sucks. But beyond that, you know, other girlfriends have done that. I think that just sometimes betrayal just happens. I mean, have I betrayed anybody? Yes. I'm sure, I'm confident of it. And I know of at least one incident, which I'm not going to talk about, but I can't go into details for legal reasons. But one person in particular I definitely screwed over, but at the same time I felt like he screwed me over. And so there wasn't really a whole lot I could do about it. You know, man, I don't know, man. It's crazy when life goes on. People, like I say, people change, man. It's going to happen. You're going to be betrayed by people, and that's why you don't really let a whole lot of people into your circle. You don't run your mouth about certain things. You know, you keep a lot of things to yourself, especially in the age of social media. People post these things. Like today I saw some meme where someone's like, I just wish, you know, people wouldn't post all these negative things and wouldn't judge other people. And it's like, well, people wouldn't judge you if you don't air all your dirty laundry on Facebook, on a social media site where everybody can fucking see it. Of course you're going to be judged. And, you know, I'm guilty of that. I've posted a lot of stupid shit in the past. I mean, I had the cops come to my work one day because I posted something about, you know, I wasn't in the best state and I didn't really care to live anymore. And I posted something about, what was it, you know, something about I have 5 barrels, but I only need 1, talking about the gun that I had. And I don't know if somebody called the police or what, but the very next day at work I had a cop show up. Maybe they were monitoring Facebook. I don't know what the deal was, but, you know, they wanted to make sure I didn't want to hurt anybody or hurt myself. It's crazy how social media works. So definitely be careful what you say on the, you know, social network sites like Facebook. I mean, your future employers, your current employers, people can see some of this stuff and they can dig into your past. It's just a server that's storing all. You can delete a post, but that shit's still stored somewhere in a server. So anyway, be careful about that. But yeah, betrayal is a bitch. That's the main one I can think of as a betrayal. I always consider myself somewhat of a loyal guy. I mean, I don't ever really turn my back on friends or on people. I'm one of the most loyal people that I know, and it sucks because you live in a world where it doesn't seem like anybody is loyal anymore. And but just try not to let those betrayals affect you and make you a bad person and make you start feeling like this is just how it is and you should betray everybody and, you know, fuck it, people are going to betray you. So, you know, it's just, don't do that. Like, don't fall into that. Be yourself. Don't ever let people bring you down to that terrible, disgusting level. And I don't even know where I'm going anymore with this topic, but betrayal fucking sucks. Cheers. So I'm actually filming this on Saturday. So last night, Friday, Suicide Squad came out. I actually went and watched it today with my boss. I thought it was really awesome. It was definitely I mean, to me it was a cool movie. I had some people commenting on my post about going to see it and how much I liked it. They were saying, "Oh well, you know, you're the only one that's liked it. I've heard nothing but terrible reviews." And if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it horrible reviews. And like my opinion is with most things, you know, people are gonna like or something or not like it. That's just the way it is in life. I mean, things are put out there and you know, maybe a majority of people don't like it, or maybe it's a minority that don't like it, that just have a loud mouth or a big voice. But I mean, shit, they're looking to break $150 million in ticket sales just on the first weekend. That's pretty damn impressive. I really liked all the characters. The Joker was really good. He was a sadistic fuck. He was, I mean, I think Heath Ledger probably played the best Joker. We can't have him again, obviously. I mean, he was perfect. He was right on the money. I mean, it was scary how awesome of a Joker he was. But Jared Leto does a really good job with it. I mean, I thought he was an awesome Joker. Harley Quinn was beautiful. I mean, obviously super sexy, crazy, but funny as fuck. I mean, she had a lot of great lines. all in all, I mean, I love the character interaction. They all played really well with each other. To see, you know, Will Smith, who's typically known as a very, you know, good character, somebody who doesn't really do anything wrong, to see him playing a villain and sort of become the lead villain for the group was pretty awesome in itself. So definitely it was worth watching. So if you're a fan of comic books and the DC universe, definitely check it out. Maybe you guys won't like it as much as I did because I'm not a big DC guy. I'm a Marvel guy. I grew up loving X-Men. Wolverine is my favorite character of all time in the comic book series and all of comic books ever. I thought he was the most baddest, coolest person of all time. And I mean, shit, he's, you know, and then of course I learned about Deadpool. Deadpool is the fucking man too. But you know, that's my thing. I'm a Marvel guy. So I really don't know a whole lot about DC. I didn't know about Katana. I didn't know a whole lot about most of the characters. Like, I know Deadshot from certain things, but I really don't know most of those characters. Diablo, like, the Croc, you know, I only know because of Croc from old Batman cartoons and stuff. But really, I'm not a big DC guy. So, again, maybe if you're a big guy, or girl, whatever, a huge fan of the DC universe, maybe that's something that you're gonna hate. But I fucking loved the movie. I thought it was really good. It had me laughing at times. I guess my thing is when I go into movies, I try not to sit here and go in with all of these. I turn off my brain. I don't sit here and try to dissect every little thing and go, is this realistic? Is that realistic? Is this how it should be? Is that how it should be? It's fucking stupid. It's a movie. It's entertainment. It's like going to a play or an opera. Imagine if everybody went to the opera or to the play, people sophisticated enough to understand it, and we're to sit there and just analyze and critique everything. Goes, oh, well, this is shitty. That's not how this really should be, or whatever. It's stupid. It's like I go in there with my mind open and try to enjoy the movie that I'm watching without any preconceived notions. Although I can't do that with Ghostbusters. I really can't even go and watch that movie, period, just because of the previews that I've seen and the reviews that I do trust from a friend of mine, not some big hack, because I think anybody who reviews for a living is a piece of shit. I mean, they're a dumbass. It's kind of like in, what was that movie with Jack Black, School of Rock. It's like when he tells the guy, well, the gymnastics teacher, well, those who can't do, teach. It's the same kind of thing. Well, you can't make a fucking good movie, so you're going to sit here and lecture and critique a movie, you know, for everybody else and try to tell them what a good movie should be. It's kind of shitty. If you didn't like this movie, well, then go out and make one. Do something that's even better than theirs. But anyway, I'm getting lost here. It was an awesome movie. I liked it. I recommend you guys go and check it out, especially if you're a fan of comic books and all of the amazing comic book movies that have been coming out lately. One more quick swig here, and I've only got 2 more quick things to talk about, and then we'll wrap up this video. So the Summer Olympics just started, and they're off to a roll. I want to say it's pretty awesome to see the first gold medal to go to USA, and it was a girl named Virginia Thrasher. I believe she was actually from West Virginia, and she ended up winning the gold in the 10mm air rifle competition, which is pretty amazing. And it's funny when you read all these comments from people going, "Oh, that's even a sport? Shooting's a sport? This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah." And liberal heads are exploding as the first gold medal goes to somebody shooting a rifle. I don't care if it's an air rifle, but still. It's just amazing when you read these comments. Yes, shooting is a sport, whether you like it or not. Target shooting has been going on for a long time. It takes a great deal of skill to actually be able to shoot, to be able to breathe properly, to relax, aim, everything that goes into firing a gun. If you're just some dumbass who sits around and has never shot a gun, condemns them, and acts like, "Oh, well, this is easy. Why is this a competition? Anybody can shoot a gun," you're a fucking idiot. You've never been to the range and you've never actually shot a gun. Try to shoot competitively. Go to a range with your friend that actually likes guns and try shooting with him. Try making a competition out of it, seeing who can shoot closer to, do the bullet chaser game. A friend of mine from the Special Forces that came down, we had a chance to go to the gun range one day, and it was awesome. We did a little competition. I actually beat the Special Forces guy. That was pretty sweet. But we had a game where, it's a bullet chaser. So you would choose a position, you'd shoot. The next person that comes up tries to shoot as close to your target as they can, as your hole. So whoever gets closer to that hole, you know, each round was the winner overall. And anyway, I ended up winning somehow by beating him, by getting, like, I mean, super close, millimeter close. I think I even overlapped his hole by just a little bit. But yeah, shooting is incredibly difficult. And so, you know, to all these people who don't know shit about guns, when the next Civil War actually happens and people are running around trying to fight for the freedom, for the Constitution, these guys who don't know shit about guns are going to be dead. I mean, you're not going to... It's not like you can just pick up a rifle and go out and you're, you know, enemy at the gates snipering people like you're a badass. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of time, practice, knowing the weapon, knowing breathing, knowing how to pull the trigger, not, you know, squeezing it a certain way and making your gun go this way or that way or up or down. There's so many things that go into firing a good shot. So anyway, I just commend her. Big congrats to Virginia Thrasher. And the last thing that I want to talk about is probably not the greatest story, but it is something that's still sort of trending. I guess it's kind of died down a little bit now. This was more of a last week topic, but I wanted to get on this. There was somebody named Korryn Gaines. I don't know if you guys heard about her, but this is, I mean, a horrible human being and a terrible mother all around. And I really hope that the Black Lives Matter movement people aren't trying to claim her and trying to act like this was, and I think maybe some have. It's ridiculous what those the BLM does and accepts these days. But, you know, there's videos of her being pulled over by cops, and she's sitting there filming herself, trying to become some next big star, thinking that she can talk shit to these police. She had all kinds of traffic warrants, and, you know, she's sitting there while being pulled over on camera telling her son, if they tell you to get out of the car, you better not do it. You better fight them. Fight the cops. She's sitting here telling them to fight the cops when they're doing their job. So, I don't know, man. It's absolutely insane. She decides to go home. I guess the cops issued a search warrant on them because the boyfriend apparently had some violent warrant out for his arrest. She had traffic violation or warrant out for her traffic citations. And so the boyfriend decides to grab one kid and run out of the house, kind of using the kid as a shield or as whatever. Well, they ended up getting him and arresting him. Well, this stupid bitch sits in her house with a shotgun, loading it on camera, trying to make herself famous. That's really all this is. And you see her talking to this really cute-looking kid who looks so innocent and sweet. And she's sitting here telling him, you know, asking him, what are the cops here to do? And he has to say, they're here trying to kill us, kind of questionably. And it's so sad that she's sitting here brainwashing this child into thinking that the cops are there just to kill them because they're black, and that's fucking bullshit. They gave her many opportunities. You can't just barricade yourself inside of your house with a gun and expect them to just go away and everything's going to be alright. No, you fucked up when you brought a gun out. And that's the end of the line. Some say that the cop shot at her first, she shot back. It doesn't matter what the fucking deal was. She was sitting there with a gun, waiting for cops to come in for her. And, I mean, man, I feel so bad for that kid, because now he has a chance at least to go on and be raised by people that are intelligent, that may raise him right. But he's never going to outlive the trauma, the bullshit from this terrible mother. I mean, come on, man. How can you do that to your kid, or pull a gun out like that and point it at the cops and go on this diatribe while they're... Man, it's insane what people do for popularity. It's why I don't do a lot of crazy shit on my video. I don't do super crazy stunts, and I don't do a lot of this shit because I'm not that desperate for attention and 15 minutes of fame. But her, I mean, that bitch thought she was going to become the next big role model, like almost like she was a martyr to her cause, to the Black Lives Matter movement. All she was just another fucking dumbass making another dumbass decision. And you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So I gotta say, it's just stuff like that really pisses me off, and the media really kind of brushes over the story. They're not going to talk about it very much, and they should, because it's a big deal. Anyway, I'm done ranting on, I'm done talking. This video needs to come to an end, so like always, we're at the last gulp, and this one's for all of you, so salud. Start to finish, damn good blonde ale with nice marshmallow sweetness. Alright, man, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And again, please, leave me some questions or topics you'd like to hear me talk about. So next week I have some more entertaining things to discuss. And as always, stay toasty, my friends.